Hey everybody, it's Melissa from Studio 166. Excuse the attire, but it is hot, and a girl just doesn't feel like doing herself up when it's hot. So with that said, let's get right into the video today. I have actually been getting questions from viewers, which is awesome. I actually love questions. It gives me a place to kind of jump from. And if I can give any kind of advice that I would personally use for my life, even better. So, I picked a question today. The question is from a viewer asking a little more about the forgiveness video from last week. I have a question for you now. When my mom always seems to bring up when I was a teenager when I made mistakes in my life. I've asked her to stop because it never makes me feel great about myself. It has been at least 15 years. But it always seems to keep happening. And of course, it's always when all the family is around. What can I do or say? Need advice. Wow. First off, how many times have we heard, do you know what you put me through? Or, I think we've all heard it once in a while, because we were all at one point roaming around the earth with an underdeveloped brain and severe hormones. So we've all kind of gone through that teenage stage, and some of us have made more mistakes than others. But yeah, it's been 15 years. So I would just sit down with your mom and have a serious conversation. You can own it. Say, hey, I get that I did this, this, and this when I was a teenager, which really shouldn't be brought up anymore as far as I'm concerned. 15 years is a little long to be pushing that in your face, but I would have a real, in-depth conversation about it. Like, not joking, don't make a joke out of it, just say, hey, I'm a different person now and I've grown a lot and I'm really seriously going to ask you to not bring it up anymore because it sucks and it's hurtful and it's kind of bringing me down, especially if you've done all this work to be like a positive adult. Like, you need those days thrown in your face. And if that doesn't work, the same way that she's kind of putting it out there in front of the family about you being a teenager or making mistakes as a teenager, right then I would bring it up. Like, yes, I absolutely know what you're talking about, but if this could be kind of like the last time that it's brought up, that would be awesome. So now you're kind of holding her accountable for how she's making you feel in front of people. If she doesn't take your heart-to-heart, alone conversation seriously, then it may hit a little bit more to home if you show her kind of how it feels. Not that two wrongs make a right, but if you have the heart-to-heart and she isn't, listening, then the next time she brings it up in front of people, kind of bring it up how it makes you feel. And I almost can guarantee that it will stop. People don't like to see themselves in the mirror, unfortunately. Along with that, kind of like, what do you do if someone won't forgive you? So we dealt with forgiving people last week. What do you do if someone just won't let something go and they've got a big old, grudge that they're holding on to? Not necessarily just being a teenager, but, maybe you've done something that really pissed somebody off and you really just kind of want to stop living the torture of it. First and foremost, have that private conversation and own it. Be honest about what you may have done to hurt the other person. Be honest. No excuses, no buts. Because if you say, I'm sorry, but, do you know what that but just did? It made that sorry go out the window. I'm sorry for making you feel this way. I'm sorry that I did this and it was wrong. Own it. People want to be validated. When you own what you've done to hurt somebody, it's almost saying, I'm sorry, I get it, and it was a really shitty thing. But you have to be completely honest about owning what you may have done. And I would love to work past this. I'm a different person. I have grown. And as long as you have just continued to get better day after day and you really are in a different place, then they're going to believe you. Now, if you haven't, you've got something to prove. You do. Because if you've really hurt somebody and you continue the same behavior, talk's kind of cheap. You really, really got to prove that you're different and you're better. But nobody deserves to be on this planet to be tortured by something that they've done in the past. You just don't. If something is, really sucky has happened, like I said in my first video, you've got to just be better. But you have to walk the walk. Talk is very cheap and people don't like to really hear it. So you're going to validate them by listening. I get it. I get what I did. Own what you did. Own it. No excuses. Don't be making the blame train go round and round. No. Take it. Own it. I did this. I'm sorry it made you feel like this. Now I'm going to do better. With that said, if you've sat down, had this heart-to-heart with somebody, and you know what? They just can't. They just cannot let it go. Then you need to kind of move past that. Like, you did what you had to do. You apologized. You owned it. It's got to be real. It can't be fake. You're walking the walk. You're a different person. You've changed. Now you have to kind of say, I did everything I could. I really, truly want this person's forgiveness, but I can't let it stunt my growth forward. You can't. And sometimes forgiveness can take a really long time for people. And 32 years, and there's plenty of other things I've got going on that I've had to forgive, and I used to take a really long time, and that's okay. Sometimes it needs to take time because sometimes wounds never really go away, but give it time, because you can't control how anybody else feels. And all you can do is do your best and say, this is what I've done, and don't let it pull you down anymore. If someone doesn't forgive you, they don't forgive you. I mean, don't let it stop your life. It's kind of what I'm saying. You've just got to keep moving on. Get on the train of just doing better, and don't make the mistake again. Don't keep making the same mistakes, because when you say you're sorry, people aren't going to believe you if you keep doing it. So that's my take on if somebody else can't give you a little bit of a break, or somebody else can't forgive you. I hope it helps. Be better. Do better. Go in the AC today because it's roasting. All right, guys. See you on the next video. Have a wonderful 4th of July, and we will talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.